Hey, welcome to another episode of The Rob Report. I'm your host, Robert Bob TV Brown. Before we get into the segment, by the end of this video, I want you to do a few things for me. First of all, if you like the video, hit the like button. Please do. If you don't like it, hit unlike. It's okay. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Sometimes, as Jimmy Dole would say, you find yourself unsubscribed and you need to make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell right next to it so you can be notified when a new video is being dropped. Whoop, there it is. And more importantly, the super chat will be on for this segment, so if you want to donate toward the efforts of Bob TV, that's freely up to you. Any amount will help toward the growth of this channel. My name is Robert Brown with The Rob Report. Let's get into it. Well, good day. Welcome to another episode of The Rob Report. I'm your host, Robert Bob TV Brown. How you doing today? Well, we got some good news. Some good news have come out of all this mess that we're in right now. It is a new year, 2021, and Julian Assange, the United States was denied the opportunity to extradite Julian Assange here, where he definitely probably would have been minuscule and been treated cruelly, because that's what we do to whistleblowers. Sum everything in a book. And not only that, he'd probably end up like your boy Jeffrey Epstein. I don't trust this federal government when it comes to dealing with people like that, people who are truth tellers, truth seekers, people who open up their platform where people can, bring the wool from over our eyes and pull the blanket off us to show us who we really are. So they denied the United States that, and that was a good move. And there are a couple of countries who want to take him in. Mexico want to take him in and things like that. But honestly speaking, I think he probably, and whether you want to talk about this Russian bot or anything, I think he's more likely to be safer there in Russia right along with, what's his name? I can't even think of his name right now. But you know what I'm talking about. He should be in Russia along with the rest of the whistleblowers there. And he still should be able to run his company without any interference. Run his organization without any interference. So we need more organizations like that. We need more organizations that's going to tell us the truth. We need more organizations going to use any tool by any means necessary to uncover the unmoral, the sins, the crimes of this country. So there's been a lot of lies told, as in Mr. Candy from the Django. And America is full of lies. Our government are a bunch of liars. Now, don't get me wrong. America is the greatest country on the face of this planet. America is the land of the opportunity. But America need to get their house in order. And instead of worrying about everybody else's mess, they need to worry about the mess here. Now, this is one thing that I agree with Trump, is that we need to make sure America is straight first, and then we take care of everybody else. He was all about American first, American only. No, American first, take care of American citizens, make sure they got what they need before you go out there and give everybody else what they need. So my hat's off to Julian Assange. Hopefully he can get better, get healthier. I don't trust his government. They'll probably shoot him with a needle full of COVID and don't give him any kind of medication to help them out because they want to silence him. But you got to understand, WikiLeaks is Julian Assange. You can never kill him. The only way you kill him is kill WikiLeaks. And WikiLeaks ain't going anywhere. They're all over the place. A lot of them are anonymous, and you're not going to be able to defeat them. And I want them to be that type of way because I want them to expose all the crimes of every country, every organization in this good earth that we know as the world today. Now, I'm going to get into a couple of topics right now. So this one saddens me. It hurts me to tell the hip-hop heads out there, which I am. I grew up on hip-hop. I'm a true hip-hop head. I grew up on Dr. Dre and NWA. And it saddens me to announce that Dr. Dre has been brought in intensive care after having a brain aneurysm. Ice Cube calls for love and prayers. He's in stable condition, which is good. Will he be the same Dr. Dre? I'm believing that he will. And see, this is where my faith come in. You don't have to believe like me, but I'm believing that miracles will happen out of this, that Dre become 10 times better than he ever was, 10 times more compassionate, 10 times more loving, 10 times more giving, 10 times more understanding. This is what I want to see for him coming out of this. I'm believing he's going to come out of this. I'm going to believe he's going to come out this 100% faculty is intact. They rushed him to see this. They rushed him to Cedars-Sinai Hospital in L.A. He's still there, and we just wished him a speedy recovery. He's 55 years old. Yet, dude is in tremendous physical condition, and we want to see the brother come out of this better than ever. So if you would like to, I'm going to take a few seconds and we can get a moment of prayer in, or good energy, good vibes, whatever you want to do on behalf of Dr. Dre. All right, so let's get to the Georgia Senate race. It is tight. It is tight right now. Understand this, folks. Let me get myself back up here because we got to talk. Georgia's a deep Southern Bible Belt red state. Joe Biden winning Georgia is a freaking miracle. Now, Georgia could have been blue states and won more blue counties if the state of Georgia didn't do whatever they could to do voter infringement or messing with the voting rolls. They had a habit of kicking people off the rolls, and most people didn't know anything about being kicked off the rolls. So they go up to the voting booth, they tell you, you're not registered to vote. What do you mean I'm not registered to vote? You've been kicked off the roll. How can I get back on the roll? Well, you got to fill out a provisional ballot and wait the next year. Hope for the best. Well, Stacey Abrams, the one good thing Stacey Abrams did was she worked hard, overtime, bust her behind, using her own time and energy and effort, along with some of Bloomberg money, to try to get people registered to vote for Democrats to be put into office, including the presidency. She was successful in doing that. I give her that due. Now, remember, the whole point of this is not for freedom of election and election integrity. The whole point of this was to get the Democrats to win. Because I want to know if they focus on getting everybody registered, not just Democrats, not just black and white or anybody that has a D or been affiliated with D. Did you get everybody registered? That's democracy. And I know you don't like them, and I know you don't want a Republican win, but the right thing to do is to make sure everybody got registered. But 9 times out of 10, Bloomberg and her put their focus on getting Democrats registered and not Republican, which is still unfair. But hey, it's their money, it's their organization. They can do what they want to do. That's why I understand why she don't even have. I mean, sister girl, you did all that hard work, and Joe Biden could at least give you the DNC chair. They talking about giving it to Jamie Dimon. I mean, not Jamie Dimon. Probably would give it to Jamie Dimon, but Jamie Harrison. All that hard work Stacey Abrams did, and Joe Biden didn't even tap her for no White House position. All that work, she handed him Georgia. Not one White House position, not one White House under position, not even a peon position in the White House, not a position on the cabinet, not a staff position. At least he could motion for her to be in charge of the DNC so she can mimic that same strategy in all 50 states. But no, Joe is too prejudiced and too dumb to do something like that. I need somebody licking my boots. I don't need nobody running something that can affect me or affect the person I'm grooming up to take my place. And if you think he's going to groom her to take her place, Kamala Harris to take her place, you better think again. He only used Kamala Harris for the votes for the Asians, for the blacks, and for women. That's the only reason. And like I told a person before, because I was going to go in the story about the Proud Boys and how their leader got arrested, understand this. When you're a tool of white supremacy, whether it's in the media, whether it's politically, and whether it's on the left, right, or in the center, because white supremacy is in the left, in the right, and in the center. They're not all right. Once they're done with you, you're their tool. They break their tool and go buy new ones. Right now, Kamala Harris is a tool. She's going to get broken. She can't win. She don't have what it takes to win an election. As the years go by, her being vice president and her trying to make a name for herself or trying to spin a story or a narrative about who she is, her history, it's going to come out that she lied about this and lied about that. She is not Obama, and she will never be Obama. Her story is not Obama. She's not going to captivate black America like Obama did. She's not, and she's going to be found out as a fake and a fraud. Speaking of fraud, we'll get to the fraud squad soon. So let's look at the update on the Georgia race. Because at first, the Republicans looked like they were pulling it out at 91% voting. Let's see where we at right now. All right, so let me refresh this. It's 12:03. Let me refresh this. All right. So Raphael Warnock seemed like he's leading. He's taking the lead now from Kelly Loeffler. Still close to call. He's at 50.4 when he was behind, and she's at 49.6. Both of them got 2 million votes. Now let's look at the David Perdue and Ossoff. Close to call. It's 50-50 now. Perdue was leading. Now Ossoff is coming in for a tie, pretty much. They're 2,000 apiece, pretty much 3,000. 95% reporting on both. Now here's the deal. The mail-in ballots may take some time to count. If they can hold the lead in this and get the lead in mail-in ballots, we'll have 2 more people in the House. 2 more people in that Senate seat. That is an advantage to Democrats, just knowing that they got picked up 2 seats. If they pick up 1 seat, it'll be a split. And Kamala Harris will make deciding votes in just about everything. And Mitch McConnell won't be able to do what he's doing. And then if they win it all, I believe Chuck Schumer would take over and as majority leader. What does that mean? Honestly speaking, nothing. People thinking just because if we can win both Senate seats, we're going to get $2,000. We're going to get this, and we're going to get that, and we're going to get that. Who told you that? Who told you that? Did you forget that Trump isn't the only pathological liar in that office? Most of them do lie, all of them lie, but we don't get too many pathological liars. Trump is a pathological liar, but let me tell you something. Joe Biden is a pathological liar, always has been, and always will be until for some reason he come to Jesus and decide to be a truth teller. He has never been a truth teller. He don't have what's in him to be a truth teller. That's not Joe. And the only truth that Joe Biden said is, look, I beat the socialists. So if I beat the socialists, that means America do not want to go toward the way of socialism or social programming. That's the way he think. That's the first truth. One of the first truth I hear of Joe Biden. Second truth he told you is that if you put Medicare for all on my desk, I'm going to veto it. At least that's better than what Governor Cuomo and what Governor Newsom doing. They got Medicare for all already voted in, sitting on this table. They too punk enough to sign it. We'll talk about that later. Just because you got these two positions, which is a miracle. Understand, this is a miracle. This ain't going to happen next year. I'm telling you, it's not going to happen next year. Republicans going to be geared up and their game is going to be stronger. Especially when Donald Trump is talking about running again. That idiot going to run again. And if he don't run, his son probably run. And he's already talking about we're going to build an organization to primary everybody that don't allow his father to get his chance to prove that they were voting rigging. Now, I'm all for proving that the elections are rigged, but they're not usually rigged in the general. They're usually rigged in the primaries. Because the primaries are controlled by the parties, not by the polling system from each state. So just to let you know, or whatever his name, I can't even say his name, right? Jon Ossoff is pretty much like Joe Biden. He's not for Medicare for all. He believes in low-cost Medicare. Man, we've been talking about that low-cost Medicare crap since Kingdom Come. Affordable health care. Man, that's another way of saying we want to continue to do the capitalistic way of welfare and get money in the hands of insurance companies. We're going to continue the capitalistic way of dealing with people's health care. We're going to continue to profit on people's sickness and disease and maintaining health. We're going to continue to profit. We're going to help our buddies out who donate richly to our campaign and continue to put money in their pocket. That is what low-cost health care or affordable health care mean. That's why they fight so hard to re-implement Obamacare, which is really Romney Care, going national. They want to keep the health insurance organization. They don't want you to have Medicare for all. And the only way you're going to get it on the table is you're going to have to force them to it. And you got to start denying them any kind of power by any means necessary. So right now it's 50-50 all off. It's a good chance that they may do a recount on that one. Believe me, the Republicans don't want to do a recount on it. Warnock is pulling out a lead. He got 2,205,826 votes. Kelly Loeffler, and look, I want him to get rid of Loeffler. The other one, I don't care. The other two, I don't care. The only difference between those two is one got a D and one got R. They're still the same cat. One just a low, under the radar Republican, and one is just outface, in your face Republican. All right, so just keep your ear and eye out for that. Hopefully you wake up and you get what you want for as numbers, for as the House and Senate and the presidency, but doesn't mean you going to get what you want. Doesn't mean you're going to get what you want. And there's nothing you can do about it because you need help now, not the next 2 years. I want to go to another story. Donald Trump, our outgoing president, lame duck Donald Duck, lame duck Donald Duck, is out here begging for votes. This man out here going full Keith Sweat. Baby, I love you. Baby, I need you. Baby, I want, give me, I want. Well, you know the story. He went to the Georgia, got on the call with the Georgia Secretary of State and the governor and tried to shame them into overturning the election. Now, the conversation went over an hour. I'm not going to get into that, but I can give you some snippets. If you want to hear the whole thing, go to the Washington Post, and you'll be able to find a whole tape between the Secretary of State of Georgia and I believe the governor of Georgia, but the Secretary of State of Georgia. Now, don't get me wrong. Secretary of State Georgia Raffensperger, I can't even say the name right. He's not a guy who's on your side. But if he's a man that's upholding the Constitution, he cannot take no sides, not even for Donald Trump. And he have to put behind him the fear of losing his job. I'd rather lose my Georgia seat, I'd rather lose my Senate seat than go against our democracy. Let's listen to President Trump begging.
And the people of Georgia and all, we have won this election in Georgia based on all of this. And there's nothing wrong with saying that, Brad. You know, I mean, having a correct, the people of Georgia are angry. And these numbers are going to be repeated on Monday night, along with others that we're going to have by that time, which are much more substantial even.
He said the people of Georgia are angry. This is what I hate by politicians. You can't speak for people. You don't know all people. All the people in Georgia are not angry. You can say some of the people of Georgia are angry, but you can't say the people are angry. You know who really angry? The people are angry because they're not getting $2,000 UBI checks. The people are angry because they still got to pay medical bills dealing with COVID. The people are angry because they can't even get help on the rent. You're giving money to the people who run the building, but you're going to allow them to still take money after they pocket after the whole thing is over with. You won't do a quantitative easing on people rent. You got a moratorium going on where you're stopping rent, but you're not clearing it for the people who can't afford it. Yet, the landlords, the building owners, can fill out some documents and get free money for you to cover their rent. Now, majority of the American people are not for that. So you can't say the people of Georgia. You got to say some people, because everybody in Georgia and majority of them in Georgia don't want you for president, dude. They just don't. Now, I don't know why they want Joe Biden, but or either one of you fools. But it is what it is.
And the people of Georgia are angry. The people of the country are angry. And there's nothing wrong with saying that, you know, that you've recalculated.
Well, Mr. President, the challenge that you have is the data you have is wrong.
Now, you know, you tell Trump the data. Trump Trump being the narcissist he is, Trump being the so-called winner he is, he hate to be told you lost. He hate to be told you're wrong, sir. He's not used to somebody telling him he's wrong. He's not used to losing. Well, you lost, and you're wrong.
Now, do you think it's possible that they shredded ballots in Fulton County? Because that's what the rumor is. And also that Dominion took out machines.
Now, let's say they shredded ballots in Fulton County. Maybe they did shred ballots in Fulton County, but do that mean they shredded your ballots? It could be people who shredded Joe Biden's ballot. Why got to be about you? Oh, they shredded my ballots. Now, I doubt if they shredded ballots. But the bottom line is you're making this about you, and everything you're saying could have been on your end wrong. The ballot shredding, the throwing away of envelopes and stuff like that could have been stuff that belonged to Joe Biden. You never know.
That Dominion is really moving fast to get rid of their machinery. Do you know anything about that?
Now, what source do he have that Dominion is moving their machinery? Now, look, I'm not for electronic voting. I'm old school, going to boo, take your paper, pull the thing, bring your paper back, and give it to the person at the desk so they can count it. That's me. I'm old school. We should have paper ballot. That way, if something happened, we can go back and recount it instead of depending on a computer that can be hacked and that has been hacked by kids. But in this case, with computers that can be hacked, how do you know it wasn't more votes for Joe Biden and somebody hacked it to leave the pain that you were going to get knowing that Joe Biden was going to blow you out?
Because that's illegal.
This is Ryan, Germany. No, Dominion is not moved any machinery out of Fulton County.
Once again, they heard no. He don't like to hear no. He want to hear yes to appease his case, to appease his ego, to stroke his ego. He want to hear yes. And once again, if he don't hear yes, he's gonna go off on him.
Well, but have they moved? Have they moved the inner parts of the machines and replaced them with other parts?
No,
You sure, Ryan?
I'm sure.
He can't take it, man. He can't take it. And even if they did move the parts, how do we know it wasn't your guys that moved the part to try to give you more votes? So your case of voter fraud or voter tampering can go both ways, bruh. You're trying to make it seem like it's going one way and that's why you lost. No, it could have been going the other way. You're tampering with the other votes of your opponent, and you actually got beat more than you looked or appeared to be beaten.
You should want to have an accurate election. And you're a Republican.
There's no such thing as an accurate election. No such thing. You get the numbers based on the majority of ballots that come in, and that's how you do it. There's no such thing as a perfect or accurate election. And he knows this.
We believe that we do have an accurate election.
No, I know you don't. No, you don't. You don't have.
So here they are. It's their state. They have comptrollers. They have people that's in charge of polling. 9 times out of 10, most of them are Republicans, not Democrats. And they're letting you know, this is what we seen over here, Mr. President. You ain't over here. You ain't over here checking nothing. You heard what somebody said on some whack behind news agency, like Newsmax, One Nation, whatever it's called, Fox News. And don't get me wrong, most of them whack, even on the left. They saying some crazy stuff, and you believe it automatically because you want something to support that you cannot believe that you lost. So any little reporting coming out that's saying that, nah, he couldn't have had lost, and this is why, you're going to grab that as gospel, honest, true, and run with it without doing some real investigation. Now, you are investigating, but you're not doing a proper investigation. And even in the investigation and even in the suing in the courtroom, these things are not going in your favor. And you're still searching. You're still begging. You're going to tell this man that he don't have the numbers. When he's in Georgia, it's his state. He run the elections. He's a Republican. And just because he's not in lockstep with you, like you Hitler or somebody, you're going to oppose him. If look, folks, honestly speaking, if this man could do it, if he can get somebody to fire somebody, when I'm talking about firing, I'm not talking about you're fired and you ain't got no job. I believe if this dude knew that if this country was that wide open where he can go off on people that oppose him physically, he would do it. That's the danger of this presidency.
Not even close. You're off by hundreds of thousands of votes.
How, Mr. President? How do you know they're off by hundreds of thousands of votes? Did you count them? Did anybody from your staff count them? Did you get an investigator to count them? We had people from both parties in the polling stations watching these people count. I know. I've been involved with counting of votes. This guy don't know what he's talking about.
You know what they did, and you're not reporting it.
You know what they did, and you're not reporting it. Who are they? And what did they do? You're making this stuff up, Trump. You're making this stuff out the crack. You're pulling it out the crack of your behind. Who? Why? Where? And when? Simple questions. Who? Why? Where? When? Who are you talking about? This is a story that you bought into because you heard some news network saying it, and you're going to automatically believe. This is what I hate about news. That's why you got to do your own research. It happens on the left and the right. They spin a narrative, and y'all sit there and believe that crap.
That's a criminal offense. And you know, you can't let that happen. That's a big risk to you and to Ryan, your lawyer. That's a big risk. But they are shredding ballots, in my opinion.
Your opinion is not wanted here, dude. They're shredding ballots, in my opinion, based on what I heard. Not based on document evidence, not based on full proof, Exhibit A, Exhibit B. This is what I heard, man. They're shredding the ballots, in my opinion. They're shredding the ballots. This is what I heard. You running off he say, she say stuff, man. That's stuff fourth graders do. You're supposed to be the president. You're supposed to have some kind of intellect. You're supposed to have some kind of common sense. And you sitting up there talking about this is what I heard. Bro, look, I'm not discounting the fact that elections can be rigged. I'm not discounting the fact that people can already have a choice for who they want to win and do whatever they can to skew that choice. I'm not discounting that fact because it happened mainly in primaries because the party runs those particular elections. It's not that way in the general. Not that way. The parties don't run the elections in the general. The state board runs the election. The Secretary of State, the election board run the elections. And these people are supposed to be non-affiliated. You might have a Republican running it, like in this case, Raffensperger. He's a Republican and he runs the election. And here we got the person who run the election in Georgia telling the president, dude, bro, it ain't happening. Hanging it up, stop begging, man. Go on with the baby, please. I ain't got nothing for you, man. You worse than the people on the subway talking about, yo, man, can I get some change? Man, I seen somebody on the subway, him and his two girls, man, they were conning people left and right, man. They had the game packed. Same time, same speech, had it to the T. And as soon as the little girl knew her cue. She knew her cue. As soon as daddy say, I'm doing my best to feed my baby girl, I need you to pull on, as soon as I say girl, pull on my shirt and say, I'm hungry, daddy. And they going to lose their mind and the money going to come. Teaching the kids how to hustle. And that's just what he did. As soon as she pulled on and said, I'm hungry, daddy, boy, they was coming out their pocket. I came out my pocket the first time, but after seeing it a couple times, same back channel on the same train, I said, nah, bro. I gave you enough money. That's it. This is a con. You're teaching kids how to con. And this is Trump. He's trying to teach these people how to con. They're shredding ballots, in my opinion, based on what I heard.
Based on what I've heard. And they are removing machinery, and they're moving it as fast as they can.
This man just told you they're not moving jack. And you're going to tell them, yes, they are. This man runs the election. He keeps account of the machine. He knows where the machines are. They have to recount the machines when they get back into the warehouse. You trying to tell the man who does all this, you don't do that, no, they're actually doing that. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to beat somebody's head saying something, hoping that they'll buy into it. You can't badger people into a sale. It don't work that way. You're going to get buyer's remorse. They're going to bring that stuff back, and you're going to get that commission taken out of your next check. It's going to go back in their pocket.
Both of which are criminal fines, and you can't let it happen, and you are letting it happen. You know, I mean,
So he's calling this guy a criminal and trying to shame him, calling him a criminal, trying to put fear in his heart to try to do something for him, and it ain't working. So he's going to try to strike fear in the heart of this guy.
Notifying you that you're letting it happen.
I'm notifying you that you're letting this happen. In other words, I'm the president, and I can have you held up for charges. Are you freaking kidding me, dude? If anybody I can hold up for charges, it's you, because what you're doing is unethical and it's unright. You're actually talking to me on the phone about votes. You don't even supposed to be doing that. And now we got you on record. So you want to talk about getting at somebody. Bro, I can get at you.
So, look, all I want to do is this.
Here's the request. Look, you're wrong. You're doing wrong. You're committing crime. I'm not going to bother with that. So all I want you to do is this, and if you don't do it, pretty much I'm gonna call you a criminal. All I want is this.
I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state. So tell me, Brad, what are we? 780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state. So tell me, Brad, what are we going to do? We won the election, and it's not fair to take it away from us like this.
You have no proof that you won Jack. No proof that you won the election. The Electoral College, even if you did win Georgia, it still won't go in your favor. You're still going to be below the number. Joe Biden needed 270. He got 3-something. Georgia Electoral College points are nothing. It's not going to get you 270. Hang it up, Doc. Hang it up. Number 2. Joe Biden beat you by 7 million votes. Why are you sitting here talking about you won? You didn't win, man. And it's not fair to take it away. Nobody's taking nothing away from you. You don't own this. You don't win this. You just can't believe that you lost because you're so used to winning. We're going to win so big that you're going to get sick. You're going to be throwing up W's, I's, N's, and S's. That's how much winning you're going to be. That's all you talk. You talk that winning game, and now it didn't work in here. You're so used of having that work for you that when it don't work for you, you figure something wrong on the other end. You can't believe you actually lost. Now I understand you went to Norman Vincent Peale's church, your father, and you grew up in the church and they teach the power of positive thinking. Bro, you ain't going to power positive or talk your way out of this. You lost. I'm no fan of Joe Biden. I didn't want neither one of you white, bigot, pathological lying, racist rapists with rape allegation. I don't want neither one of y'all to be president. Yeah, both of them got allegations, rape allegations. Both of them are pathological liars. Both of them have racist tendencies. Both of them do things. They use their power to implement racist policies. That's both of them. It's documented. It's evidence. I can go on and on and on. You ain't got to believe it. I got the documents to say he is, whether you believe it or not. But Trump, you lost. I didn't vote for neither one of you turkeys. I did vote, but not for neither one of you turkeys. I don't vote for bigots. Unless there's something on the table for me and my people. And both of you had something that was not going to pan out. It was fake. It was all just to get support from black people. I wasn't falling for it. Nobody's taking nothing away from you, Trump. You lost.
And it's going to be very costly in many ways. And I think you have to say that you're going to re-examine it, and you can re-examine it, but re-examine it with people that want to find answers, not people that don't want to find answers.
You mean re-examine it with people that are looking for votes, not people who don't want you to look for votes. So which one is better, Trump? People who are looking to find the votes that you need to get you over? Because that's what you want on your team, and that's what you want him to do. Hire people that's going to look for votes for you. Look on a rock, like it's some kind of Easter egg hunt or something like that. Y'all Easter egg hunting for votes. You can have somebody to look for votes. You can have somebody not to look for votes. The bottom line is you lost, dude. You lost. Like I said, don't get me wrong. There's probably some tampering and stuff like that, but not to the level where we can call and overturn a whole freaking election, bro. You ain't get it. It didn't hit you that doggone bad. Not to that level.
For instance, I'm hearing Ryan, and he's probably, I'm sure, a great lawyer and everything, but he's making statements about those ballots that he doesn't know.
You mean you're making statements about ballots that you don't know because you're the president of the United States. You're not the governor of Georgia. You're not the Secretary of State of Georgia. You're not in charge of the ballots in Georgia. You don't run a polling station. That's not you. These people know more than you when it comes to that, Doc. Just because you're president don't mean you know everything.
But he's making them with such, he did make them with surety, but now I think he's less sure, because the answer is they all went to Biden. And that alone wins us the election by a lot. They
all went to Biden, and that alone wins us the election by a lot. Not just wins us the election by a lot. See, what he's trying to do is trying to say, look, not only did we win, we didn't barely win, we won by a landslide. Now, that's going too far, bruh. Bruh, if you did win, it was a squeaky win. It wasn't by no freaking landslide. Half of the country hates you, and half of the country hate Joe Biden. And I understand. Bruh, you did not win this in a landslide. Even if you did find some votes, you're not going to find the votes on that level. Hang it up, dude. You're out of here. You can try another 4 years. I don't want you to. I ain't voting for you if you did. Matter of fact, I'm being encouraging people not to vote for you because you're horrible. You allowed too much stuff to go on that hurt this country. And you can holler, well, if I didn't intervene, it could be worse. The bottom line, it was bad now. And Joe Biden's no better. The only reason Trump lost that election is because of COVID. Man, Trump would have been spanking this behind all over the place if it wasn't for COVID. Why? Because Trump is a better campaigner, and he's a better energizer, and COVID stopped him from doing that. Biden's not Bernie, and Biden's not Obama. But, dude, you lost Trump.
You know. So.
Mr. President, you have people that submit information, and we have our people that submit information, and then it comes before the court, and the court then has to make a determination. We have to stand by our numbers. We believe our numbers are right.
Well, under law, you're not allowed to give faulty election results.
Who said anybody giving faulty election results? Under law, you're giving faulty. We could have said that about you because they already was spitting this Russian bull crap. They could have said that about you in Russia. They tried and didn't win because it was BS. And what you're doing right now, you're doing the same thing. And guess what? It's BS. The Russia cheated into the election and helped you win. It was BS. Nothing proved that Russian messed with the machines. And guess what? Nothing proved that people mess with the machine to get Joe Biden to win. You lost. You lost. You, in this case, are a loser. You're not used to hearing that, but you lost. You're a loser. You're a loser in this. In this case, you're a loser. You don't want to hear it. Your people don't want to hear it, but you lost. You lost to Joe Biden at that. Good God, if there anybody else, I'd rather lose to Amy Klobuchar. Ugh, that makes me sick. You lost to Joe Biden. Oh, sleepy. Fill him up. E.T. finger up the wazoo. Liar, liar, liar. Pants on fire. Lock them up. The blocker they are. The more time you give them, lock them up, Joe Biden. You lost to that dude. You should be ashamed of yourself. I see why you feel the way. They had to cheat. Ain't no way I can lose to Joe Biden, but you did. You did, man. Oh, you did.
Okay? You're not allowed to do that, and that's what you've done. This is a faulty election result. And honestly, this should go very fast. You should meet tomorrow because you have a big election coming up, and because of what you've done to the president, you know, the people of Georgia know that this was a scam. And because of what you've done to the president, a lot of people aren't going out to vote. And a lot of Republicans are going to vote negative because they hate what you did to the president. Okay? They hate it. and they're going to vote. And if you would be respected, really respected, if this thing could be straightened out before the election. You have a big election coming up on Tuesday.
Yep. You got a big election coming up on Tuesday. Yes, you do. And it is Wednesday as we speak right now. And guess what? We're down to the wire on that election. Your boy Trump, boy, I tell you what. Trump. Oh, man. What can you say about this guy? Look. The numbers are not in your favor. Trump supporters who may watch me, numbers not in his favor. Now, every election there is some tampering. They're always moving the polling station where people who normally vote here, they got to go across town now to vote, and it's mostly somebody that's elderly. They can't get a ride, and and they don't find. And then when they get to their polling station, they get to it late, and then you tell them they got to go up the street to 30 miles or 20 miles. How they gonna make it to the polling station before the polls close? That's a type of voter infringement. Now, maybe what Trump said was right about this. By you being truthful, he want to make it be fraudulent. By you not buying into the president's fraudulent claim and him getting you to overturn the election, it's going to affect the election. Well, let me tell you something, Trump. This election was going to be affected anyway because you sucked and Biden sucked. You sucked and Biden sucked. People are going to vote for Biden anyway because they feared you. And you got people who voting for you because they fear Biden because someone probably bought that bullcrap that Biden is going to run Bernie Sanders' agenda. Are you freaking kidding me? Lindsey Graham lost his doggone mind. Lindsey, you need to sit your behind down. Ain't no way in God's green earth, in hell, in heaven, that Joe Biden is going to push Bernie Sanders' agenda. Get out of here. That man is just as corporate as you are. If Joe Biden pushed Bernie Sanders' agenda, then guess what? You must be planning on doing it because his agenda is yours. Pro-corporate to the right. Man, I told you a million times, I beat the socialists. You're not going to push the socialist agenda. $15 an hour is not a socialist agenda. The minimum wage should have been up a long time ago. Cost of living is up. The minimum wage should have been up a long time ago. That's the right thing to do about America. Socialist agenda. Majority of the major countries in America, is Canada a socialist country? Is England a socialist country? Is Scotland a socialist country? Is Australia a socialist country? Is Jerusalem a socialist country? Most of these people got Medicare for all. We don't. Socialist agenda. Trump, you lost this election. Give it up. Now, there are going to be some Republicans that's going to side with not certifying the election results from the Electoral College because they fear Trump base. That makes y'all a bunch of punks. Which one is more important? Election integrity? Doing things right by the book? Following the rule of law? Or you doing whatever you can to gain some of Trump voters? You think those people are actually going to go left? Lindsey Graham doing what he's doing because he's scared of Trump voters. Ted Cruz, the biggest cuck on the planet. That man done talked about your wife like a dog, talk about your granddaddy like your daddy like a dog, and you sitting up there making phone calls. I ain't making phone calls for you. Kiss my butt. I take what, if your base got to get at me, bring it on. Making no phone call. You're a cuck, man. You're a cuck. You're so distraught over Donald Trump that you elbowed your wife in the face. I'm almost done, man. Let me hear him get this. My time is running out. Last story I'm gonna get to. Trump is over with, dog. Next story I'm gonna get to this is the Fraud Squad. Yep, all of them voted for Nancy Pelosi without asking for anything in return. What is wrong with these people? What the heck is wrong with these people? I don't know. I honestly don't know. These people ran under Justice Democrats. They ran under Justice Democrats. They're supposed to be going into Washington, D.C. to start noise, to wreak havoc. To not only go against Republicans, but calling out their own party. These punks don't want to do it. In the height of a pandemic, we had an opportunity to push Medicare to a floor vote, and these punks did not do it. I call every last one, including the ladies. And Jamal Bowman and AOC represent my freaking district. And when they come in here, I'm going to be on their behind. They're going to be running from me. Jamal Bowman, how you going to push reparation and you couldn't even deny Nancy Pelosi the speaker? Well, we was going to get the Republican. No, that's a lie. Who told you that lie? You're the majority. If she's not the speaker, you vote on the next person. Could have picked Barbara Lee. Heck, you could have picked Ro Khanna. You could have picked somebody other than the Republican. You didn't have to vote for the Republican. How the Republican is going to get the vote when you're all lockstep with one vote? You did not have to give it. And shame on Pelosi trying to hog up all the power when you got these young, so-called young lionists and lions in the House of Representatives. You give them a shot to do their thing too. Heck, AOC, you're supposed to be more popular than her. She's at 27%. You're in the high 70s. You could have ran. All y'all punked out. I guess Nancy Pelosi being Speaker of the House is more important than pushing Medicare for all. What has she done? My question is, what have the squad done? Well, it's not enough of them. Still, what have they done on record? Most of the votes that AOC and I pretty much lock, stock, barrel with Nancy Pelosi. Y'all let Nancy Pelosi punk y'all out, put y'all in fear, and her popularity is in the freaking 20s. 20s. AOC, you got the juice. And you don't even know how to drink it. Your popularity is 3 times better than Nancy Pelosi, and you should have been at least running for it. John Paul, somebody should have been running for that seat other than Nancy Pelosi. Now, Barbara Lee, she earned her due. She should have been, y'all should have nominated her and said, we're going to put Barbara Lee. We're denying her. One dude, and look, the people who did voted against Nancy Pelosi were people that was not progressive. How you going to let a centrist Democrat outshine y'all denying her the speakership? Heck, one of them voted for Hakeem Jeffrey, and he kissed more of Nancy Pelosi's behind than anybody. Tell me you down with NPP, Nancy Pelosi. Get out of here. The squad, and yeah, how the squad is not really all that. No, they're not. You joined the Justice Democrats because you want justice in the Democratic Party. And when there's an opportunity to push justice around the injustice that's going on, you cave in. There's no excuse why neither one of them should have went to Nancy Pelosi and said, look, Nancy, we're having this meeting. It's 15 of us. It's 5 of us, 10 of us. We need to see some action from you. And they can lie and pump up, you're doing an okay job, but we need to be a little more aggressive about pushing Medicare for all. Just like AOC said, just like Ayanna Pressley said, just like all of them said. And you do got to understand that we're going to put this in your face over and over again. You having a bunch of people signing a piece of paper does not mean they're in support. How do you get somebody to really show their support? By them voting. What did you vote on? Not what did you sign on. It's a difference. People sign petitions all the time but don't really mean it. Don't really follow up with it. What did you do? How are you doing? What are you doing to prove to your people that it's Medicare for all or nothing? Medicare for all a bust. We're in a pandemic where thousands of people have been, hundreds of thousands of people, 300 plus. It'll be 500,000 if they don't really start telling people how to treat themselves right. Early treatment versus late treatment. They don't tell you about the early treatment. So they wait till they tell you stay home and hope you get better. And if you get bad, then you come get something. Or they'll tell you to get the vaccine, which is still in trial period. It's not 100%. It's still a treatment. So it's late treatment versus early treatment. Pre-treatment versus early treatment. We could have knocked this thing out the box a long time ago because they always had stuff to treat. And I went over and over and over again about this. But yet here we are. We got people flooding the hospitals, overwhelming the system because they don't have Medicare for all. Some people don't even go. They know they need to go. They know they can't breathe. They know they have headaches. They know they sweat. They know they're coughing over and over again. But they've been told to wait. And if it get worse, come in. And that's how the system get overwhelming. And they don't go, and they're going to wait anyway because they're afraid about the cost. Now, somebody going to come online. We had a little debate. And basically said we can't afford it. I don't want to hear that crap. We just pulled trillions out of behind for the healthcare for the healthcare industry that chopped into our 2000. They came and asked for a bailout. We gave them. The airline industry asked for a bailout. We gave them one. All these people asking for bailouts, and we gave them bailouts. But we got a means test when it comes to you, and you're the one putting the money in the hopper to run this government. It's you who run that government with your tax dollars. Every hour, every second you work, a little bit of that money is going into the government system. And when it's time to do something for you, you're making the initial investment. And that's what it is. We're investing in our country and we expect a return. And these politicians don't want to fight for our return on investment. Medicare for all, we have to push it because right now the system costs too much and it's getting us in debt. Most of the corporations don't want to pay for Medicare, but some states make them pay. They don't want to offer low cost. They don't even want to negotiate it in the contract when it comes to unionizing. They fight hard not to get that in the contract. And they don't have to. No company should have to offer health care in America because America should have health care as a right. America should have a one-system health care. Now, if you want to be foolish and spend extra money for plastic surgery and all that kind of stuff, go ahead. But for the basic needs in this country to keep people alive, there should be no cost for it. When I say no cost, there shouldn't be no out-of-pocket expense for you. Of course there's cost. You can tax the American people. The American people don't mind paying a little taxes. It's going to save them money overall from one hospital visit, from one doctor visit, overall hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and they probably only spend less than $100 paying for it every within a year. You can do it that way. You can cut the overblown military budget 4%. Pay for it. You can do marijuana legalization all across the country. Pay for it. There's so many ways you can pay for it. You can stop sending all these extra dollars to all these countries and take care of the American people first. There's so many ways to pay for it. Don't give me that crap that we can't pay for it. America ain't got the money. We always had the money. They lied to you and you sit there and believe that crap. We're the richest country. We're the richest, wealthiest nation in the world. And Medicare for all is an investment. It's not paying for it. It's not money spent. It's money invest. You'll get a return to the tunes of $20 trillion in savings in over a 10-year period. Proven by the Koch brothers, Republicans. So here we got no excuse. 75% of the public wants it, and the squad couldn't even push Nancy Pelosi and say, look, majority of Americans want this, and they need it now. They need it bad now. People are dying now. Nancy Pelosi, you got to either give it to us, but I'm sorry. I'm not going to give you the speakership on behalf of the American people. This ain't personal. This is just business, baby. All I'm punked out. Yet you look at these people as heroes. Jamal Bowman, Cori Bush, trying to act like they are ready to push a black agenda. Couldn't even push an all people's agenda. So how in the world are you going to push a black agenda? That's going to be tougher. 75% of the American population is not on board for reparation, but it's gonna take us some time, but we're gonna keep pushing. But they offer Medicare for all, and you couldn't even say, look, American public wants it, they need it, they want it now. Now is the time. There is no tomorrow. What you do tomorrow, or what you do today determine your tomorrow. I'm sorry, Nancy, I can't support you unless you put this to a floor vote. And you could not do it. You punked out. Sink Yuga Chink, whatever his name, talking all this trash about Jimmy Dore. This never been about Jimmy Dore. Jimmy Dore came up with an idea that you should have came up with a long time ago, but you were too much of a punk to push it. You the one started Justice Democrats along with Kyle Kalinske, and you the one pushed these people, and they even kick you out. You couldn't even win your race, so how you gonna go around telling people how politics work? You couldn't even win your freaking race. Bernie Sanders shunned you. Bernie Sanders, your boy, shunned you, threw you under the bus. And you gonna tell somebody how politics work? You're a Republican turned Democrat. You're no different from the girl who you want to support over Bernie Sanders. You and Anna, Elizabeth Warren. Y'all was all in. Taking corporate dollars. The people don't run your country. You got the people giving you money and corporate dollars. You greedy son of a gun. Why don't you deny the corporate dollars and continue to live off the people? We take the corporate dollars, but we ain't going to do nothing. That's the whole point of the whoop pack. Stop, because you said the people who were taking money from these donors is controlling the government because they're buying these people out. You expect us to believe that they're buying the politician out and they're not buying you out? Get out of here. People like that who support Chink and all that. Look, the TYT started off good. They're not the home of the progressives. Progressives are not Democrats. Progressives have no label. But the home of the progressives is still trying to push people to support centrists and corporatists and right-wing Democrats. And then when you try to challenge them to actually do something, they want to tell you you're doing it all wrong. Now is not the time. You're not doing it wrong. You just mad because you didn't push it and you not getting no glory for it. Jimmy is getting it. I don't give a crap who get the glory. Jimmy, if you want to get the glory, go for it, bro. I don't give a crap who get the glory for it. I really don't. Just get it done. And Jink, Anna, Ben. People call Bree Joy Gray a sellout, and you can't call yourself a sellout? Look, I was pushing Bernie too. That was a sellout move. He gonna tell my people, you can't get reparations. And if you do it, you're gonna do it my way or our way in the House, in Congress, not your way. Who are you? You're a two-time loser yourself. You caved in twice to the Democratic Party. You care more about the Democratic Party than the progressive, the people that believe in progressivism. A passive-aggressive person can't run a revolution, and that's what Bernie Sanders is, a passive-aggressive person. Now, the opposite, an aggressive, passive person, y'all don't like people like them. Oh, he's loud. He's committing violence with his mouth and all that kind of. I don't give a crap. I really don't. I just don't like the way he talk. You can get loud. I can get louder too. I'll beat you in this. I'll beat you in that. I'll beat you in that. You don't know what you can beat nobody in. And why are you trying to beat? Why are you trying to stop? Why are you trying to stifle, paralyze something positive going on? Well, I'm here to let everybody know, because I'm going to get that way when it comes to reparations. Jamal Bowman, we going to have a talk. When you come home, I'm going to be right there, because you need to get understanding about the reparations movement and where you need to go to get the knowledge concerning pushing it, because we're not looking for Congress to come up with some kind of plan or some kind of study already been done. If you can't even push that, If you can't push Medicare for all people's policy, how in the world you think you're going to have enough balls to push a black agenda when half of your people going to turn their back on you for me even mentioning it? I appreciate you saying it on TV. It made me feel good. But I'm not in this for feeling good. You people who are so-called progressives, the squad, the upgrade of the squad, I'm not in this to feel good. Me knowing that you in there don't make me feel great. Me seeing you do your job will make me feel great. And your job is not to coddle to the people in Washington, D.C. Your job is to do the will of the people. And if you're not doing the will of the people, you don't need to be in that seat. And I say it over and over again. If you are not doing the will of the people, you don't need to be in that seat. And right now, the will of the people saying we're demanding Medicare for all, and you guys had an opportunity to put it to a floor vote by holding some leverage over Nancy Pelosi, just like Bernie Sanders was holding some leverage, and Democrats took that away from him. Over Mitch McConnell for $2,000. You take away the only leverage you got. You threw it to the side. No, you took it and wiped your butt with it. Our leverage. That's not your leverage. It's our leverage. We had the leverage, and that's us putting you in the office, putting you in a position of power, enough in power where you can move her to do the right thing. It's a dang shame we got to force a vote. It's a dang shame in America, the richest country in the world, with all these progressives in the White House, in the House and Senate. We got to force you to vote. Force you to push Medicare for all. You should be glad to push it for Medicare for all and do it over and over again. Shame. But we got to force you. We got to force you. And it ain't stopping. We're going to continue this. And we're going to call you out, and we're going to blast you, and we ain't going to smear you, but we're going to tell the truth and tell the truth and let the devil be a liar. AOC, shame on you. Jamal Bowman, shame on you. I don't worry about the other one because they don't represent my district. You're in my district. Shame on you. The only hot opportunity, you got to strike while the iron is hot, and you decide to throw the iron in the freaking water. I just got there. I don't know what I'm doing. I just go with everybody else to. Then you shouldn't be running for office because you're supposed to lead your community. You don't supposed to lead Washington, D.C. You don't supposed to lead no committee, and you don't supposed to be kissing nobody's behind up there in Washington, D.C. You should be representing your community. Because we can make you or break you. And it look like we're going to have to start breaking you. Which brings me to this. There's some whores in the house. That's right. While we're fighting so hard to force Nancy Pelosi to put Medicare for all on the floor vote so we can not only start the aggression movement of getting it done, because we ought to be aggressive, and we got to start now. As soon as we become aggressive and start now, you guys punked out. You didn't hold our feet to the fire. You didn't put the heat on there and say, look, I'm not supporting you. We're not supporting you unless you push this to a floor vote. I just need you to promise in the 90 days you'll push it to the floor vote. And if she don't do it, then you call out. You guys wouldn't even do that. Yet here in New York and California, the two biggest states in the country, West Coast, East Coast, no beefing now. We have a mutual thing going on the West Coast and East Coast. In New York, Governor Cuomo just passed the Healthy Terminal Act. Just passed the Healthy Terminal Act, which gives low costs, there that word again, to airport workers in the event that they can have some kind of health issue. Which is a good deal because they need it. The companies wasn't providing for it. And most of them can't afford it. And most of them are on minimum wage. Well, now we've worked hard working with the unions, and they're making $16.50. But by 2023, they're going to be making $19 an hour minimum wage in the airport. It doesn't matter what job you are, working in donuts, cleaning the bathroom, you'll be making $19 an hour. Now, that ain't a whole lot of money because you still got to pay $40 a month just on a Metro card to get into the airport if you're working at JFK Or if you're working at EWR, and I think it's going to be the same way with LaGuardia. They don't have the air trains yet, but they will. You're paying $40 a month. $8 each going in and $8 coming out. Folks can't afford that. That's $40 a month. And then you got companies out here don't want to pay the uniform allowance to keep people's uniform clean, which they're supposed to do by law. They spending $20, $30 cleaning their uniforms. People can't afford it. And then you're going to tell them about health care. Thank God we moved from 5 sick days, paid sick days, to 7. Most cities, most states don't even have a city-wide vacation pay system. That's the law. In New York, you start out with 5 paid vacation days. Now it's 7. Sad part of the company gonna make you earn it, but it should be after 1 or 2 years of, satisfied, dedicated service. You should get at least one get it in advance. Most of these companies here at the airport don't even offer their workers vacation time, because by law they don't have to offer them vacation. They tell them to take the vacation time out of sick time. Yet we're trying to push to get 10 PTO days just in case your company want to be a butthole and don't give you vacation. We'll give you 10 vacation days. And yes, the company's going to have to pay for it whether they like it or not. They're going to have to pay you for it because it's paid time off. So we got something going on here. You got 7 paid sick days. We're working on 10 paid time off days. Great. You're working at the airport. You got the Healthy Terminal Act. But what about the people who get fired from the airport? Can they take it with them? No. What about the people outside the airport? Do they get health care? No. Most of them don't. They have to unionize, fight, and all that. Which brings me to this. There's some whores in the house. Gavin Newsom right now have on his desk that's already been passed by the California Assembly, and the same thing for Governor Cuomo have on his desk that's already passed by the New York State Assembly, Medicare for All. It's already been voted on. People lobbied. It passed. What's wrong with these 2 whores in the House? Well, they've been bought out, pimped out by the medical industry. They've been bought out and pimped out by the insurance industry. New York and New Jersey and California are the biggest money makers in the United States when it comes to health care. Should have put Joe Biden's face up here because he said you put Medicare all on my desk. I'm going to veto it. Why would you say that, man? You're basically saying if you put an opportunity for me to keep your life on my desk, I'm going to kill it. That makes you no different from Mitch McConnell. These guys are bought up by the healthcare industry, and the documentation is on their desk, and they won't even sign it. Now, this is what I ask everybody else to do. Get in contact with Jimmy Dore. Heck, get in contact with Chink, whatever his name, Mr. Republican himself. Get in contact with him. Get in contact with everybody that got an audience bigger than mine. I'm only 10,000 barely. Been losing subscribers because I'm talking the talk. Get in contact with these guys and let them know our next move should be California and New York. We need to put the pressure on the politicians. We need to put the pressure on the governors. We need to go to the governor's mansion. We need to go wherever the governor is and shout him out. I know I'm going to start doing that. And ask him, why haven't you signed it? Don't you care about sick people? Don't you care about people? Why are you choosing the healthcare industry over people's lives? You got Medicare for All sitting on your desk. And all you need to do is sign it. Now, California can't say they can't pay for it. They got marijuana legislation. Take that money and pay for that. They got California, marijuana is legal. New York, Cuomo said if you vote me in for another term, I'll legalize marijuana. That's on the desk, and he ain't signed that. Man, why don't you get your butt up there and sign that marijuana legislation? Let's get some money into this in the state of New York. Let me tell you something. They did not push equal marriage in New York because it's the right thing to do. It's the nice thing to do. They did it for money. They did it because of the revenue. People could come to New York and don't even worry about it and get married, just like Las Vegas. It don't matter who you are. You can come and do gay marriage, or it doesn't matter. Y'all come on in. We gonna marry you as long as we get some of that sweet, sweet dollar. There was money in that. Where's that money? Where's that money? We don't do tolls like we still do tolls, but not to the level that we used to do. Where's that money? Where's the money for gay marriage in New York? They making a ton of it, man. Can't go no. I mean, it's all they made billions. They actually move the LGBT community from all over the world is moving to New York. In the midst of a crisis. Where's the money, Cuomo? Colorado, take their money and they put it back into their people. How come you don't have Medicare for all in Colorado? California passed marijuana legislation. Where's the money? I don't want to hear nobody tell me you cannot do it in New York or California. Any place that marijuana is legal, that money should be going not to the MTA. Should be going for Medicare for all. Where's the money? Our next move, to me, is to pressure the governor of New York, shame him, blast him out, and the governor of California, who's pushing reparations, surprisingly. You got a bill on your desk, sign it. Get it out the way. Start off 2021 with a bang. Both of y'all got hopes for running for president. They ain't gonna push no Kamala Harris. Hang that up. I know y'all got your hopes up for Sister Girl. Sister Girl do not have that kind of popularity. You separate her from Joe Biden, she is not popular. Joe Biden saved her career by making her VP because her approval rating went down thanks to Tulsi Gabbard, and her chance of getting reelected to the Senate was slim to none. So Joe Biden was going to have a position for her anyway. Thought it was going to be Attorney General. I'm kind of glad it's not. I'd rather have her VP than Attorney General. Because she can do some direct damage. As long as Joe Biden alive, she can't do no damage. Gavin Newsom. Governor Cuomo. They need to be pressured. They need to be pressured, people. They have Medicare for all sitting on their desk right now. And all they have to do is sign it. Yep, going after Nancy Pelosi. We're going to continue to go after Nancy Pelosi. We're going to continue to pressure the squad. But right now, Medicare for all sits on the desk of both governors. What we need to do is start getting at them. What we need to do is start hitting them hard. We need to follow them. We need to call them out. We need to shame them. We need to do whatever it takes. Legally, honestly, and ethically, and non-violently. Gotta say that because some of y'all fools out there idiots. To make sure the governor of both states sign that bill. There's no excuse at all. No excuse at all. It's time for them to do it. It's 2021, sitting on their desk. It's already been fought for. It's already been won. The victory has already been achieved in the assemblies. We got two whores in the House, two politicians who want to be president, won't even sign the freaking bill. To that, I say shame on them. Shame on Governor Cuomo. And shame on Gavin Newsom. Either these whores sign this bill, or these hoes get no power anymore. Now I know y'all say, Rob, you gonna call these people whoremongers in the Bible? I know some of y'all Christian people want to judge me. They selling themselves. They sold out to the medical industry, to the pharmaceutical industry. They sold themselves out to the insurance companies. What do you call that? When you're bought for somebody else's pleasure. That's what you call a whoremonger. A hoe or a whore. And there's whores in the governor's mansion in California and the governor's mansion in New York. The next fight, to me, is to go after California and New York, the two governors. I don't know what we have to do. I don't know what kind of leverage we can get over them, but we have to find some kind of leverage over those two, because it does not make sense to have two Medicare for All bills already passed. All we need is their signature, and they just won't sign it. And the only reason they won't sign it is because they don't feel no pressure to it. They can't say they don't have money. Marijuana legislation will bring in tons of money for health care. Heck, we'll pay into it too. I know I would. I don't mind paying $100 to $200 a year where I can save $1,000 in my savings for from medical bills. I ain't gonna get checked up. I need to go get a colonoscopy soon. I won't have to pay for that, but I got to. I don't have health insurance. I got the New York plan, that low-cost plan, but it's still expensive. Let's get it done. We got two people sitting in the governor's mansion right now, Governor Cuomo and Gavin Newsom. Both of them claim to be progressive. They claim to be pushing progressive policies. One has been dubbed as America's mayor, and people wanted him to be president over Joe Biden, but he didn't run. And people telling him run in 2020. I'm telling you he's going to run in 2024. I'm telling you he's going to run as sure as they already got his book out. He already going out doing his speeches now. And he has a template. And he's going to try to have a template and say, I did this, I did that, and I want to do it for America. He's been running for president all his life. You think he's going to run the next 4 years? He's getting older. He's going to run. I'm telling you, sister girl ain't going to be the DCC pick or the DNC pick. They're going to allow her to run, but they're going to be pushing him to win. Gavin Newsom is going to run. A lot of black people are going to flock toward Gavin Newsom because he's pushing reparation. And if he pushes it the right way, black people are going to vote for Gavin Newsom. Because the number one agenda to black people, or should be to black people, is to close the wealth gap, not just health care for all. It's important, but it ain't number one. And the reason I'm talking about right now is because 75% of Americans saying we want it, even Republicans. So most of America is in favor of it. We have some work to get America in favor of it, and whether America's in favor or not, we shouldn't be, black people should be pushing the closing that wealth gap by any means necessary. And right now, with most Americans saying we want Medicare for all, we got to have two big hits since the squad took our only leverage. We got to create our own leverage. We're going to deal with them. Y'all ain't going nowhere. We're going to be on ya. We're going to be on ya. I ain't cuss. We're going to be on you behind. You will feel the pain for not doing what you're supposed to do. You're going to feel it. You're not going to slide away and you ain't going to say, well, what you going to do? We're going to show you what we're going to do. You will feel the wrath of the American people. Now, as far as Governor Cuomo and Gavin Newsom, we need to make them feel the wrath of the people in the state of California and New York. Man, so many people sick, afflicted. You got so many homeless people that's catching COVID, dying on the street. And the new strain is here, and it's not more dangerous, but it's easier to catch. So we got this stuff people catching. I mean, it's crazy, and you got two numbnut politicians, whores in the house. They're too scared to sign the Medicare for All bill that's sitting on their desk. I'm Rob Brown with the Rob Report. I was going to talk about Kamala Harris and her plagiarizing now. Boy, she been hanging around Joe Biden. Now she plagiarized. She plagiarizing Dr. Martin Luther King. She making up stories. She trying to make up a story to make her seem Obama-like-ish. It ain't going to happen. It's not believable, girl. It's just like you talking about that girl was me. Everybody knew that was set up. Everybody knew that was something done by your handlers and some kind of way of portraying you. Everybody know that was fake and fraud. Now you're going to try this. Just stop. You're not Obama. You're not going, you can run all you want, but you're not going to win. You're not going to win. You're not going to be their pick. I'm telling you, my prediction for 2024 is, love to see Nina Turner run. Better than those four, and I'm going to do whatever I can to push Nina to support not just Medicare for All. I'm going to do whatever I can to get Nina Turner to support reparation with a cash payment. I'm going to do whatever I can. Because we need some fire like her. Bernie Sanders detached himself away from her, and she's still attached to him. Look, let's tell some truth about Bernie Sanders too, Nina. Let's don't cover up for him for some of his mess. But you're the leader now. You got the juice. The whole progressive movement lies behind you, not AOC, especially now. It lies behind you. Everybody looking at you, what you going to do? Now, understand you can't run third party. You got to run as a Democrat. You sure ain't going to run as a Republican. I know Ohio is like that, so you got to run as a Democrat. But you ain't got to kiss Democratic behind, and you ain't got to commit yourself to run no bylaws when you run for president. My thing is, look, you can run, once you get your national status and you run for president, you can run independent as president. As state senator, as U.S. senator, no, you can't. But as president, you can run independent. You ain't got to run as Democrat. You already got the name recognition. And you already got the juice. You'll be a nightmare to the Democratic establishment, but we got to get you on par with reparations. How did I get on Nina Turner? I don't know. Anyway, I'm Robert Brown with the Rob Report, and I just want to get that stuff off my chest. Let's get at these two governors and find a way to get some kind of pressure over them and force them to sign Medicare for All. There's no force to vote here. It's already done. We need to do a force to sign movement for California and New York. So if you guys got any ideas, inbox me in my Facebook group. The Facebook group, the link is down below, or email me, whatever. I think we got two bills sitting on two governors of two of the biggest states in the country. Let's go get them too. I'm Rob Brown with the Rob Report. I'll holler at you later. Happy New Year, everybody. I love you just as much as I love my mama, sweet Georgia cornbread. I'll at you later. Peace.